What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Real Rumble. Today, reviewing Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 1. Few things, guys. I'm not going to go into a little bit of mild spoilers, but, hey, how does this play into the DCU? How are they going to explain that ending, right? When we saw the Justice League. Man, let's go ahead and let's talk about it. So, Season 1, we had Peacemaker pulled into a covert op missions called Project Butterfly. And of course, at the end, we of course get the Justice League. So first we're going to explain this, right? I honestly thought it was absolutely brilliant how James Gunn kind of just, I don't know if you want to say kind of retcon Season 1, but just that ending there. It was great, man. Instead of course, seeing Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and then, of course, Flash, and then, of course, their little interaction. But it's this time we have Mr. Terrific, we have Superman, we got Hawkgirl, and Green Lantern. So they kind of retconned it with the Justice Gang, which we, of course, saw first in Superman. So really awesome how they did it. And then, of course, throwing in the little banter there between Hawkgirl and Green Lantern. He's, apparently Peacemaker's going around saying he has like a puke fetish. Hilarious. So Season 2, man, my expectations going into this season were kind of high, man. I really enjoyed Season 1. Season 1, I thought was one of the best things that DC Studios or whatever they were at the time. It was one of the better things they did. Followed up after Suicide Squad, both written and directed by James Gunn, and of course this is also written and directed by James Gunn after coming out of Superman. I mean, it's this guy, man. He's a machine. But Season 2, man, really picks up where Season 1 left off. Right, it takes place. We got Peacemaker Chris, dealing with the loss of his father. And you see that there, and then of course his little pocket universe, which is going to play a huge part, I'm going to get into shortly. And then, we see Adebayo. She is, of course, in a different place in her life. All these characters are in a different place, but she is now running like a security company of her own, and she's no longer with her wife. She has her stuff going on, and then of course Hardcourt. Her story is pretty cool interesting to me, man. She is having a tough time really getting any work, especially after the way Season 1 ended. Adebayo, of course, spilling Amanda Waller's business, and of course Amanda Waller is not happy about it, so she's kind of blackballed them. Well, you see her dealing with, and and how she's adjusting, and some of the things that she does to be able to, I guess, feel something, right? And her Peacemaker, but is there's something there, there's something there, but they also they won't allow it, which is going to be an interesting little dynamic between the two, which kind of hinted at in Season 1. And then of course Economos, the other guy, the last two members of the group, Vigilante and then Economos is the only one that's still working for Argus at the moment. He's being tasked with actually watching Peacemaker by the new director of Argus, who happens to be Rick Flag Sr., which we saw in Superman as well. And of course, why does he hate Peacemaker? Peacemaker killed his son in Suicide Squad. So it makes sense, right? And then of course Vigilante, we didn't see much of Vigilante except for a brief funny conversation with Economos. I do hope so. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more Vigilante as the season goes on. So, a couple things in this episode. One, guys, the music is awesome. I do want to talk about the intro. I am a little upset about the intro changing. I did love, hey, do you want to taste it? But I do get why, they changed it up a little bit. And the song grew on me. I mean, Funky Shazam, man, all day, right? Pretty cool stuff. I love the music in it. But let's get to the big part of this episode, right? So, in the beginning of this episode, Eagly's whining, like, I don't want to go out, kind of, like a pet. I got to go outside, I got to go to the bathroom. Well, Chris opens up, of course, his father's closet, which he has a pocket universe similar to Lex Luthor did in Superman. And, of course, you see them. That's where he gets the Peacemaker's helmets. It seems like where he makes his equipment. Well, Eagly flies, and it looks like it's never ending. Well, he's walking, he's looking through, and he's trying to find Eagly. He comes across another door. He looks over. He sees more Peacemaker helmets, and he's like, oh, wow. Interesting. And that's crazy because I'm sure he grew up in but they never decided to walk down the doors down. Interesting. So he goes in there, he sees a beautiful office, and sees his father. And he's like, hey, kiddo, you can't sleep. Freaks out. Great acting by John Cena. Freaks out, and it's like, holy snap, like, what's going on? Well, months passed, after he has an interview with the Justice Gang, which was really a hilarious part of the episode, I felt. And so, he, of course, gets rejected, which we kind of saw hinted at in the trailer there. And then he ends up going to pissed off. So, and this is a part of the episode I didn't like. I felt like it was a little unnecessary. They kind of have like a boys hero-gasm type of deal going on. I understand that Peacemaker is that R-rated content that we're going to get from the DCU. I did feel that part was a little unnecessary, but this leads into, of course, what I was talking about. And so Chris, he has this party going on. His mind, he's doing drugs, getting high. He decides, I'm going to go step into that pocket universe again. So he does. He does. And he goes into that door. He walks around. Goes outside. He's like, wow, this is just like us. This is crazy, right? Only to see a car pull up. He's like freaking out. Oh, shit, who could this be? It's his brother, Keith. Remember the one that he killed in season 1 back when he was a child because his dad would make them fight. So I thought the emotion that the character development and how James Gunn can just go from just straight up like funny to like just like so emotional, man. I think it's awesome how he does it. And you see this world, and then you see his dad, and they fight crime together. So you got Peacemaker, his brother, and their father are like a trio. They're called Top Trio in this dimension, where they're crime fighters, and he's madly in love with Hardcore. Their relationship is a little strenuous, and of course that universe, which we don't know too much about it. However, we know that they're madly in love, and it's just like insane to think. He's like, this is everything I ever wanted, all right here in this universe. So they're gonna dive deep into that. I'm curious. We're already getting the dimensional rifts and the pocket universes. There's so much shit that James Gunn is doing right now, and I'm all for it, man. I'm pumped to see what's to come. I thought it was a great episode. I thought it was a great episode to start the season. Good follow-up from Superman. Much different, so keep your kids away for sure. But I'm excited for what's to come, man. I really enjoyed this episode. But I want to hear what you guys think. What'd you guys think of the episode? Have you seen it yet? If not, go check it out. I did spoil quite a little bit of it for you guys, so but I want to hear your guys' thoughts, so please drop them down in the comments below. But thank you guys for joining Real Rumble, and if you guys like more content like this, please go ahead and subscribe for more. But until next time, that's all, folks.